The fallout over the Jevon McSkimming scandal continued today. Another former police officer involved in the investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct against McSkimming is now on leave from his current job. While with the police, Chris de Wattignar was the Deputy Commissioner of People, Leadership and Culture. He's now an Aviation Security Manager for the Civil Aviation Authority, the CAA. On Tuesday night, former Commissioner Andrew Costa was put on leave from his current job as the CEO of the Social Investment Agency. Meanwhile, police are defending the prosecution of the woman at the centre of the McSkimming allegations. Charges were withdrawn over emails that Ms Z sent to McSkimming, but a second case over emails she sent to the detective who oversaw the case and his wife is still going ahead. Adam Hollingworth reports.
The police commissioner apologised profusely to the woman whose allegations against Jevon McSkimming weren't believed.
You had asked for help. You were badly let down. That was unacceptable.
But she still faces charges. The prosecution over emails Ms Z sent McSkimming was dropped, but not the one over those she sent the detective who arrested her. In a statement, the commissioner said, "I have assured myself that proper process has been followed in bringing this case." The police minister indicated his hands were tied.
The information that I had on that case, it is very clear that there are very strict rules governing me as a minister in terms of a separation of powers and what I can and what I can't intervene in.
Meanwhile, the Public Service Commissioner who oversaw the appointment of Jevon McSkimming as Deputy Commissioner has defended the process. He told RNZ McSkimming was a liar and he schemed. He also spoke to TVNZ's breakfast programme.
If there is an alternative life hidden from everybody, as Mr McSkimming managed to do to many hundreds of people, that is just a contingent risk. We have to make sure that we don't fall into this trap again. We do not wish to have this situation ever occur again.
And the focus in the Beehive is shifting to how to prevent any further debacles on this scale. There are plans for an Inspector General of Police. Former Attorney General Chris Finlayson says that's a good idea, but they must have a free hand, similar to what happens with the Defence Force and the intelligence services.
Of course, discuss with the Minister of Police a general work plan, but a strong Inspector General of Police would be able to initiate their own inquiries.
Finlayson says this should go hand in hand with a wider shake-up.
Look at the whistleblowing legislation, look at the Policing Act, look at how this new legislation will be crafted and look at the remit of the IPCA.
But an academic who helped write a report that led to whistleblowing legislation 3 years ago says more should be done in the field of prevention, including an independent way to report misconduct.
You need proper risk assessment when a complaint or a misconduct issue arises, and that risk assessment should be for the person coming forward, but also for the organisation in not acting in accordance with the report. Number two is a proper triage system. And number three is, and possibly the most important, we need proper, full, independent support when people come forward that is anonymous, that offers legal advice, that offers emotional and psychological support.
Michael McCauley says much of what he suggested was rejected by the previous government, but he says it's common practice in many other countries.
And the tragic thing about this is that these are well known. People have been saying this for years, and they're well known, and nobody's done them.
Mark Mitchell told reporters, despite the flaws, the system did work eventually.
We did actually see that we had some outstanding officers that stepped forward and showed the true values and integrity of our New Zealand police and reflected most of our members in the police and challenged what was going on.
A third former senior officer connected with the case, Chris de Wattignar, is now on leave from the Civil Aviation Authority, where he is a manager of aviation security. They're working through an employment process. He didn't respond to our request for comment today, but this week told us he accepted the findings of the IPCA report. And to cap a difficult week for the police commissioner, Richard Chambers admitted to recruits today that he was pulled over speeding last week. He was going at 112 k's and concedes it was the dumbest thing he's done as police commissioner.